All right, we are still waiting on the Tourism Enhancement Fund. As soon as they are projecting, then we go ahead. So our presenter for this morning is Miss Chevanik, and also another representative from the Tourism Enhancement Fund. So I hope that we'll all listen. Remember to keep your mics muted unless you are responding to a question or you're asking a question.
Okay, one moment, please. Can everybody hear me?
Yes, we are.
Okay, great.
Call 876-925-0021 or book via myhelpja.org. A message brought to you by Jamaica Aid Support for Life.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Sorry about the delay. My director was supposed to present, but unfortunately, she has two meetings at the same time. So I will be representing the Jamaica Center of Tourism Innovation this morning. My name is Shavani Patrick. I am the program officer in my department. All right, so the summer internship program plays a significant role in preparing our high school and college students in becoming well-trained and dedicated professionals. It also aids in their personal development by giving them much-needed experience whilst they earn a stipend over the summer. So every year, what we do is we have a program that launches around May of each year, and we ask our interns to work between the period of July and August. We tend to have either 4-week programs or 6-week periods. We employ persons from age 17 to 25. Right. So last year we had around 8,000 persons applying to be a part of our summer internship program. And we had jobs from 167 employers. Unfortunately, due to our budget, we could only accommodate around 800 interns. So that is important to note that roughly 10% of interns are employed based on the number of applicants that we have. Interns are offered jobs across a variety of sectors. We employ persons and place them in jobs at schools, hotels, pharmacies, ministries, banks, insurance companies, media houses, law firms, engineering companies. We also have other companies. This is not an extensive list. This is just some of the persons that we had. We didn't want to make the presentation too crowded, so as you can see here, here's a list. We also have charities that were a part of our program last year. This program has been around 15 years, so it's not new. It's something where we have been training persons. To apply for the summer internship program, we ask that applicants use the tef.gov.jm/SIP/ to apply. That is the only medium through which we accept applications. It is very important to note that we do not accept hard copy applications. So in order to be a part of the program, applicants are asked to be between the ages of 17 to 25. You must have a TRN if you are you must have a TRN overall. If you're over 18, you must have an NIS, because this is how we facilitate the 3% deduction that all persons over 18 have to make towards the government. So that's the only deduction we take from your stipend, and we pay that straight to the government. So we don't get any of that. You must have a bank account. You must have a form of ID, a national ID to be exact, as well as proof of qualifications. Now, depending on where you are in school, it will call for a different form of proof of qualifications. So for some persons, it would be an acceptance to university. Other persons, it may be a screenshot of a report. For other persons, it may be a CSEC or a CAPE grades to show us that you would have completed that stage in school, because where you are in school is how we pay. It's very important to note that bank accounts cannot be from a building society or credit union. Because of the medium in which we use to make bank transfers, we cannot make transfers to building societies or credit unions. All right, so we have 4 levels in terms of our payment scales. So we have our red contract, which is for CSEC students. This is usually persons who are 17 to 18, and they're usually in 4th or 5th form in high school. The green contract, which is administered to CSEC students as well, and it can also be for CAPE students, is $9,500 per week. The yellow contract is to be administered to 1st and 2nd year university students. Our black contract, which is our highest payment level, is for anyone above the 2nd year in university. All right, and I can explain the payment schedule briefly. So every 2 weeks, at the end of that 2 weeks, we collect timesheets from employers for interns that have been signed that authorize us to make a payment to that intern. When we get those contracts and timesheets at the end of the 2-week period, what we do is we process the payment. This takes around a week. And so interns are usually paid a week in the back. So you're not technically paid until the end of the 3rd week for the first 2 weeks. All right. Does anybody have any questions? I will be happy to answer. Can I take it that it's as clear as mud?
I see a question in the chat. Does Scotiabank work for your payment methods?
Yes, Scotiabank works for us. We can't take payments from credit unions and building societies. So like VM, we can't make a payment to VM at the moment, and any form of credit union. Every other bank, well, the major banks are fine.
All right, I see another question. How are we going to get national IDs at 17? So what about school students?
All right, so at 17, what we usually do for persons like that is we take your, well, at 17, you can get a passport. So that's very important to note. You can get your passport from any age. So if you have a passport, you're fine. But if there is a case where you absolutely cannot get a passport, then on some instances, what we try to do is we may take your school ID if you already have a valid and a bank account that is in use. So if your bank account dormant, we can't take your school ID. But if your bank account is active and in your name, then we will try to adjust and take your school ID or a passport size photograph signed by a JP. How do you register for the program? You can register for the program on our online platform. What I'll do is I'll just send the link in the chat. But please note that registration is not open as yet. What we're going to do is we're going to have an ad placed in the newspaper and on social media. You can visit the TEF website to get, 1 second. Let me just quickly copy and paste the link in the chat. You can visit the TEF website or their IG page, Facebook page. It will be everywhere on social media. Next question is, at 16 years old, will you be eligible for the program? Unfortunately, we do not take applicants at the age of 16. What we do suggest is that if you're going to be 17 by or before the work period in summer, you can still apply. But if you're not going to be 17 until after that period, then we suggest that you wait. Are there any more questions? Oh, and just to note, this year the application period should be in May, so you can look out for it around that time. All right, any other questions? Okay, I think that is it for me then, Mr. Phillips. Thank you so much for having me. What I will try to do is I'll send the slide to Mr. Phillips, and then he can share it with anyone who needs more information. Separate and apart from that, you can always visit the TEF website for more information. So the link that I posted in the chat, it would still give you the information that you need, as well as allow you to apply on that platform. All right, and I'll send the PowerPoint to Mr. Phillips. Thank you so much for having me. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the program.
Thank you, Miss, for presenting. Our next presenter will come on soon. But in the meantime, we are going to be looking at interview tips, preparing for work experience.
The Oak Gardens.
I have no idea what that is.